Welcome, delegates, to the International Press Delegation.
I'm Michael McCarthy. I'm the Executive Editor of the International Press Delegation for CIMUN 15.
This is a video guide to help IPD delegates prepare for CIMUN 15. The IPD is part of the media department at CIMUN, led by Jessica Corbett and Rachel Radecki. In committee sessions, you'll work directly with me and the assistant editors, Karina, Annika, and Sophia. The media department is essential to CIMUN's integrated political simulation. CIMUN is a conference based on realism and integration across multiple committees, and to make that work, we need a comprehensive and reliable news source that covers every committee and cabinet. IPD meets the organization's goal of a realistic educational experience in two ways. First, real politicians don't operate in a vacuum and must answer to the public. And second, press delegates learn that reporters can impact policy by asking tough questions and calling out inconsistencies. The IPD goes in depth to cover every committee and topic in written stories. Press delegates are expected to spend time in committees, listening to debates and interviewing delegates to get stories on the ground. IPD delegates write stories for CIMUN's online publication, The Chronicle, and for several global news agencies. Our broadcast video arm, the CIMUN News Network, or CNN, creates video updates for delegates throughout the conference. Both media outlets use Twitter to share breaking news. In keeping with our CIMUN philosophy, it is the goal of the IPD to accurately cover all topics, make connections across committees, and ensure delegates are held accountable for their statements to the press. So what does an IPD delegate actually do? You will follow your beat, which I'll explain next, tweet breaking news, write stories, and attend press conferences and debrief meetings at the end of each committee session. A beat is a topic that a reporter covers over time. At a local newspaper, there might be a crime beat and a city hall beat. The beats for CIMUN are like categories or trends that correspond to multiple committee debate topics. Your beat is listed with your publication in the IPD Delegate Guide, so you need to consult the guide to get started on your research and first assignment, which I will explain later in this video. Also note that we have assigned beats randomly, so they may not match your publication. That's intentional and okay. In the IPD, you write hard news stories for your beat and opinions for your publication. That means a story about a refugee crisis in Europe may appear under the Chronicle. An opinion explaining, using facts, why the U.S. should severely limit refugee resettlement might be written for the Fox News publication. Even if Fox News had the climate change beat, your first assignment will be due November 23rd via email to ipd@cimun.org. A full explanation is in the delegate guide, but I want to emphasize three things. First, you're limited in length, so please focus on clear and concise writing. It can be challenging to fit everything in, so you have to be deliberate about what to include. Please make sure we can easily edit your document by sending us a Word file or sharing a Google Doc with us. And finally, make sure to talk to other delegates as part of your research. Social media is a critical part of reporting in the 21st century, and IPD delegates are encouraged to tweet from our IPD account. Rachel Radecki, our digital media coordinator, is here to offer some social media reporting tips.
Hi, I'm Rachel Radecki. I'm the Deputy Undersecretary General of Media and the Digital Media Coordinator for CIMUN 15.
There are a few different ways that delegates can interact with CIMUN on social media. All delegates can follow our @CIMUN_Mundo account on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can follow us for conference updates before, during, and after CIMUN. IPD delegates specifically will be given access to the alPDCIMUN Twitter account to tweet throughout the conference. Login information will be given out to delegates during the first committee session. Remember, if the CIMUN staff sees any inappropriate tweets or misuse of the account, all delegates will lose access. And all video content from the conference will be posted to our @CNNCIMUN account on Twitter. The @IPDCIMUN account is your opportunity to share your articles on social media once they're published to the Chronicle website. It will also give delegates the opportunity to share live updates as the conference is happening, from committee updates, quotes from sources, and press conference news. It also provides a way of sharing out conference updates in a concise way. It gives delegates the chance to share shorter key updates to accompany long-form Chronicle articles. Now let's cover a few social media tips to keep in mind as you begin thinking of how to best utilize the alPDCIMUN Twitter account. The first is to include your publication and either hashtag PDCIMUN or hashtag HSTCIMUN. IPD delegates will be using the account to tweet updates on both historic and present-day topics. Including the year will help delegates to differentiate between historic and present-day news. Next is to share out links to your Chronicle articles once they're published on the Chronicle website. Next is to include relevant pictures or videos. Tweets with pictures or videos tend to get more engagement from followers, so consider adding a relevant visual when posting. You can take your own photos or videos at the conference to post or find something online. When posting several tweets on the same subject, you can utilize the reply option to generate a thread of tweets. This will help to generate a single line that will be easier for other delegates to follow. And finally, tweet shorter news updates as you're writing long-form Chronicle stories. You can tweet out live updates so that all delegates can keep up with the news in real time. You don't have to wait until your article is published to tweet about a subject. You can use shorter tweets to preface your Chronicle story. Before the conference starts, be sure to follow @CIMUN_Mundo on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for conference updates. You can also follow @IPDCIMUN before the conference to take a look at how past delegates have used it throughout the conference.
Thanks, Rachel. In this last section, I'm going to walk you through a bit of what being in the IPD is actually like. We will start the conference with a hands-on training to help you feel comfortable as reporters. Then we're going to send you out to cover your topics. This is a fast-paced committee which really requires you to move around the conference, gather information, and write quickly. But it is also a learning experience, so don't feel intimidated if you don't have previous reporting experience. Some of our best delegates in the past have had none. Your best preparation is researching your beat before the conference. At the conference, you will need to go to relevant committees to hear debate and get a sense for who the important players are. Then interview them, take notes, and tweet. Stories are best suited for covering larger developments, major agreements, changes in policy, and controversies. Because of the quick pace at CIMUN, and because we need to be able to edit every story, we place a 400-word cap on everything. If you need more room to explain something, discuss it with an editor for approval. You should write your story in Google Docs so we can edit your story collaboratively. You should bring a laptop or tablet to the conference, but if you don't have one, it's not necessarily required, and CIMUN will provide internet access. After you write, be sure to check for spelling, grammar, and Chronicle style, which is explained in the delegate guide. Editors will also be looking for these things, but you shouldn't rely on them to do a first pass for you. You'll get feedback, notes, and grammar and style edits from our editors. You can simply make the changes or discuss the edits if needed. Then you'll submit your story via our website so we can publish your work. We'll review this process in detail during our first session. At the end of each committee session, we'll have a mandatory meeting for all IPD delegates. First, we will do an on-camera debrief where you can discuss the story or stories you are following, which is a chance to be featured on CNN. Then each cabinet will send a representative to make a statement about their closed-door meeting and take any questions. This is one of the only ways to cover what's happening in the cabinets, so we expect you to take full advantage. In the past, press conferences have been lively and fun. We're calling the on-camera debrief CMZ. If you've ever watched TMZ, you've seen how they go around the newsroom and ask their reporters for updates on the latest celebrity gossip. We're doing the same thing, but with committee developments. So this is not your forum for CIMUN gossip. That's strictly for outside of committee. If you're interested in being on camera with CNN, we will have some other opportunities. CIMUN Says is a more in-depth debrief in a one-on-one interview with me. Or if you have a story better suited for video, you can discuss with an editor and shoot B-roll or interviews on a cell phone, and possibly have that included in a CIMUN broadcast. These can be awesome, but they must be planned well in advance to coordinate with CNN. I want to thank you for watching this video. Please review the delegate guide along with this video, and let me know if you have any remaining questions or if there was something we didn't cover clearly. And I look forward to working with you in November.